Minecraft video slash live stream. This is going to be really short, so hopefully it just stays a video and nobody actually logs into the live stream. But we have a new survival world. Village and Pillage has recently been dropped on the PS4 edition, which is what I'm currently playing on. Here's a nice little map of the area in which we live, I guess. This is my house right here. This is Kaiman 21's house, also known as Sir Celtic. Up here we have HB Tricky's house. Somewhere right down in here, underneath us all, inside the side of the mountain, the Yurta Nerd has claimed as his house. That little thing there, I believe that's an extension of Sir Celtic's house. And as the title of this video slash live stream suggests, we're gonna go over a bit of friendly griefing that I have done on this server, which is mine. I am the only one on right now, as you can see. Just me. This is my world. There's a lot of spruce trees all about. That's not exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to the griefing, although it is kind of close. If you're wondering about all these maps that I have in my house, these are all maps of the same area, just at different zoom levels. This is the basic map. This is zoomed out 1 level, zoomed out 2 levels, zoomed out 3 levels. I haven't quite gotten to the 4 levels because that one just... I'm not looking forward to that one because I'm gonna have to cover a lot of distance just to fill that map in. But yeah, so we're right here in the very center of this map. Well, not the very center, but close to the center of this map. And we've got all this space that I have explored. And there's a lot of potential going on in this world. But if we leave my house here, so we got my nice looking house here. It's a decent looking house made out of simple materials, easy to acquire in this location that we're in. Obviously these berry bushes weren't exactly easy to acquire. As you can see, there's a lot of savanna around here. There is a being that we have these spruce trees, there are, and then that jungle tree, that's a completely different story, but being that we have all these spruce trees and these berries, that means that yes, we did find a tundra, or a taiga, or whatever you want to call it. How far out do these maps have to go before we can see where we got that from? I guess we can't see until we get to this one. The spawn area is actually like right down on that little patch of grass there. And like right over here somewhere ish is where we got all of the taiga stuff from. Okay, so stupid berry bush. There's a reason why I have those like that. I like having stuff to protect my house, and my friends don't like it when I use cactuses, so instead we'll use the next best thing. Okay, but like I was saying, this is all about some griefing that we have done on this server, just some friendly griefing that we've done to each other. Just harmless little pranks. Maybe I may have gone too far, quite possibly, but it all started, me and the Yurta Nerd, we were working on that farm down there that you can see. And I was majorly overproducing a lot of stuff. By majorly overproducing, I might as well go show you. I needed a lot of charcoal to make all this glass, so obviously I overproduced that. That's no problem. We're going to use that all eventually. But I also wound up majorly overproducing something else. I wound up majorly overproducing these barrels. Which it seems a lot of them are either used or mostly used. Okay, so there were 3.5 stacks of barrels here. I don't know where the rest of them went. I do know we have these barrels here, which the majority of these are filled with the cobblestone that we got from clearing out all the space for our farm. This one has random stuff. And this one has all of the gravel, andesite, dorite, and granite, as well as some cobblestone stairs, which I have no idea where those came from. This is still a work in progress. We're still, well, kind of a work in progress. We're still making it look nice, like around the walls and the ceiling and all that. We're also working on getting a lot more lanterns. But, so I mass-produced those barrels and all that charcoal, and so that's why we have so many of these spruce trees all over the place, because that was the easiest way for me to mass-produce the wood that we needed. Okay. And eventually I got to a point where we didn't really need any more, but I had a whole bunch of saplings. So what was I to do? So I just started placing saplings all over the place in this manner of fashion, which I'm not sure why this one still hasn't grown yet. Is there not enough space for this to grow? Do I have to move it back farther still? There might not be enough room for that to grow. Okay, thank you, Creeper. You made this job a little easier. Okay, so yeah, I've got all of these spruce trees growing all over the place because I wanted to just plant them all and get them out of the chests. That's another one that hasn't grown yet. Weird. Well, over here you see this big wooden structure that that Sir Celtic has been working on. He's working on basically making a giant tree using the acacia wood. Well, as you can see, you can already see part of the grief here. He keeps complaining that he needs more wood. Okay, so the first thing was, before this got as big as it is now, when I was placing all of those spruce trees, I placed a lot of them, or a few of them, I could fit like 4 or 5 of them inside here. And they grew to massive size. I think I have one. Yeah, I have one right there. But, yeah, so they grew to this massive size, and I just left him alone. He was in the world while I did... No, he wasn't. He wasn't in the world when I did that. No. Yeah, so I just kind of left that as is, and the next day we get on, and I say nothing about it, and he gets on, and he was a little irritated at that. So I go off and I go do my own thing, and I go on an expedition to find jungle trees because we needed... Or I go on an expedition to find a jungle so that we can get the coca beans that we have on this wall of coca beans over here. Right? Because we need coca beans if we're going to make cookies and stuff like that. Use it to make brown dye or brown stained stuff. Whatever it is we're going to use it for. On this file, it's kind of a go big or go home kind of thing. So it's just kind of like we have way more of whatever we may need than we're ever going to need. But that's fine. Because it's better to have more than you're gonna need than to not have enough when you need it. At least that's how it is in Minecraft. Not exactly like that in real life. I wouldn't take that advice for real life. But in Minecraft, that's usually the way to go. So, as I'm on an expedition to go find that, he's clearing out those trees from his place and working on making it bigger, as well as working on griefing my house by planting those all around my yard in annoying places. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, he did a pretty bad job at placing them in annoying places. It's just some of them were in annoying places, while the rest of them were just kind of in. They were in places that I was willing to keep them in. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Didn't mean for you guys to get hit by that. I'm gonna go to sleep so all these mobs stop spawning. But yeah, there were a few that I'm just like, oh, I could keep that there. But then I look up and I realize that they're attached to ones that I was going to chop down, which was not going to work because that was going to make them not look very good when the one got chopped down. And it's still holding up the leaves from the one that got chopped down. So I wound up having to chop down a few extra trees, and the only one that survived from the first round of griefing was this tree. This is the only tree that survived from the first round of griefing. Okay. Second round of griefing. I had a lot of jungle tree saplings, as well as a few extra spruce saplings from his escapade with retaliation. So I threw the jungle trees inside his workstation. Didn't have very many. I was able to make like 2 or 3 jungle trees in there, and then I threw another spruce tree in there, another giant spruce tree in there, as well as finding other places to grow large spruce trees outside of the thing. I did that while he was on and doing something. I don't remember what it was he was doing. I think he was down in the mine mining. Getting resources down in the mine for some other project. We've constantly got like 5 or 6 different projects all going on at the same time. On this world. So it's hard to keep track of all the projects that are going on. But he's off doing his thing. I'm going around. I'm preparing this griefing adventure, going off and then I go off and I find my own thing to do. Can't remember what it was I was working on, but I went off to go work on something. He comes back. He sees the jungle trees, which have grown to the size of that one right there. Every single one of them grew to that size, the largest that you can get them to grow naturally. And he was not happy again. He was even more frustrated with the jungle trees than the spruce trees, because the spruce trees are rather easy to chop down because it's just literally a 2x2 pole. You take that down and then leaves break themselves. So he tears that down while I'm off doing whatever it was I was doing. I think that was when I was doing all the map stuff. Yeah, that was when I was working on the map, all those maps in my house, which isn't even all the maps. There was a lot of trial and error with the new map system that they added to the game, with the Village and Pillage update, being that in order to create the proper sized maps, in order to get these maps, which is the size that your map that you start off in every world with defaults at. In order to get these, you need to use the cartography table and make them that big. And you have to make the map at the right spot, otherwise you're gonna wind up with this big old mess here of trial, error, and failure. where you wind up with 5 of the same map because apparently you're still on the same map even though you're not. It makes no sense to me whatsoever, but that's how it works. So I'm working on making all these, and in retaliation, he throws a few jungle trees as well as a few more spruce trees around my house. Again, making sure to place one about right here in front of my house. Right in front of my doors here. Well, upon seeing that, when I tear down all the trees, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna take this a step further. You're gonna do that to my house. Let's go over to your house. Here we have Sir Celtic's house. I decided he needs a nice view of a jungle tree outside every window. This was a later thing. Yes, so outside every window that I could possibly throw a jungle tree without terraforming, I threw a jungle tree. I also did this. Okay, his house was here at the beginning of this, alright? I just planted the jungle tree right here hoping it would grow like this, and it did. There's no way to get, there's no way to, get past this jungle tree without either chopping it down or climbing the vines. Just to be able to get into his house. I also brought a chicken in here at some point. I don't remember at what point in time during all this that I brought a chicken in here, but I brought a chicken in. Okay, I tried to do the same thing on this side, but it just wouldn't grow. Alright, I tried to place one right here. It just wouldn't grow. So that one wound up getting placed right here. And it grew just fine here, so that's a thing. So this over here, this is because there was a wandering trader that spawned on the roof of his house when I was showing this to Yurt. And Yurt climbed up on top of his house using the jungle trees that I had planted and knocked the wandering trader off of the roof, and we trapped him in this corner and tried to get him to kill himself on the berries here. That didn't really work, because apparently nothing will walk through these berry bushes except animals. Really weird. So we got a large we got a large excess of berries, so I just kind of filled in the walkway to his front door with the berry bushes, kind of like that. But I didn't stop there. I had a bunch of saplings left over after that, so I went and I looked inside the chests here. Oh yeah, these jungle logs here, spruce logs. That's part of all the griefing that we've been doing to each other. But I went looking through chests and I found some acacia logs, which are not acacia logs, acacia saplings, which are the trees that Sir Celtic are using to make this giant tree here. But I didn't find those acacia saplings until after I had planted all of these saplings that are currently inside here. I guess I didn't really have a whole lot of jungle saplings. And then I also planted, I came up here because he has a dirt platform up here, and I planted this spruce tree. And then I went up and I decorated my yard with some more giant trees, some spruce trees, and the one jungle tree that you see up in front of my house. And then after I did that, I was looking through chests because I was gonna figure out where to put all the leftover saplings. And I found all the acacia trees, and I'm like, you know what? I'll do him a favor. I'll plant him some more acacia trees so he has more acacia wood to use for his build. So I did. And I planted them all in here. And then I found some bone meal. And I bone mealed the ground all over. So it looks kind of nice, because he's been bone mealing the ground out in front of my yard just because he knows it annoys me. So I figured I'd return the favor. Here, he can have some more bushes. I hate these bushes. These bushes killed an animal of mine. Specifically those ones. I don't care about the rest of them. Just those ones right there. Brought an animal home on that jungle expedition that I went on, and those bushes killed it. But yeah, so maybe, just maybe, I may have went a little too far. Just maybe. But you know, prank wars tend to escalate rather quickly. And to be perfectly honest, so long as you're good friends with the people that you're doing this to, a prank like this is a non-destructive one. It's a non-destructive way to grief someone's home, which, in my book, that's acceptable, because you're not actually destroying their home, you're just causing a minor inconvenience. It's a minor inconvenience that he has to look at probably the ugliest tree in the entire game every time he looks out a window. No, that one is not griefing. That one was actually meant to be like that. Sir Celtic grew this tree and then asked me to turn the trunk into a spiral staircase. So that's what I did. It looks nice from a distance though. It's one of those things, it looks better from a distance than it does right there. Oh, that's just a llama. Oh yeah, this was one of the wandering trader's llamas. Maybe he did finally kill himself. Honestly, that's a little sad. That'd be 2 wandering traders that I know for sure died. Because there's a pillager camp over here. Yeah, there's a pillager camp over there, and I had one spawn over there. And I left it alone for a little while, came back, and his llamas were wandering without a wandering villager attached to them. Or, yeah, wandering trader attached to them. So yeah, he got killed by pillagers. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to share this. Like, if you're looking for creative ways to grief your friends without being the jerk that destroyed the entire server, or destroyed somebody else's home, or destroyed somebody else's hard work, here's an idea of a way that you can do it. Also, please comment below this video and tell me, do you think we have let this griefing contest go a little too far? Is this too much? One way or another, these trees are probably going to be taken down, and I will help with that, just because that's a lot of work. And, well, they might get taken down. I know one for sure is definitely being taken down. or at least one for sure that's up here is being taken down. Definitely every single tree that's inside that project over there, those are all being taken down for sure. I know that. But did we take this too far? Did this go too far? Also, make sure that if you like the video, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you all for watching this, because this is now the end of the video. Just comment your thoughts on this below. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next video or broadcast that I do. Until then, peace out.